Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is July 8th, 2022. And today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the euro keeps on dropping, getting closer to one flat. But first, major economic events of the day. We have non-farm payroll coming out of the United States at 2:30 South African time. That is an important number, one of the most important numbers of the month. But first, looking at the markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, obviously the eye popper is the euro getting closer to 1 versus the US dollar. And looking at the indices, the Dow Jones gains while the NASDAQ breaks out from a upper range with supportish level. We're going to take a look at that. Commodities, gold steady, while oil hovering above $100 a barrel at 102. Looking at the stocks, it was really the tech stocks that pulled us higher. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin gaining to 21,800-ish level, so getting some steam. Let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're starting out with a daily of the Euro USD. And look at this chart. I mean, does this not spell just disaster? Is this not a trend where it's down? Up from 122 since we were in March of 2021, just a year ago, a year and a half ago, just about. And look at where we are now. I mean, we hit 122. But I mean, there are considerations here, okay? The considerations are war, some pandemic issues that we're facing here. But look at the volume and look at the intensity of this. Okay, this could really break 100. And remember, this has the capacity to go back to the 80-90 level. Okay, because if you look at that volume, it's spiking quite significantly. All right, so we still do have this support level of 100, or really one flat, which we're only about not that much far away. 16 pips, 160 pips away. So that is very, very significant as we're getting closer to that. Looking at the GBP, did retrace, but not as weak as the euro. And the Australian dollar also looking the same thing as the GBP as well. Now jumping into gold, we're looking like we're consolidating here at this 1743-ish level, which means we may bounce off of these levels as well. So keep that in mind as that happens. Looking at crude oil, trading on 102.77, bouncing above from $96, okay? But remember, what was support previously, okay, is now resistance. So we should have resistance at this 105-ish level if it does hit it. So keep that in mind. Now looking at the big board, the Dow Jones first, trading at, Dow Jones first, there we go. 31,200-ish level, breaking out there, okay, which was a decent move for the Dow Jones. The NASDAQ also breaking out here above that moving average, okay, but still does have resistance at this 12,000-ish level. So keep that in mind going into today. But looking at the stocks, they went ahead, okay? Looking at Apple, traded to 146. Looking at Microsoft, also breaking ahead. Not as aggressively as Apple, but breaking ahead. Facebook also gained a bit. Okay, if we look at Amazon, also gaining back some momentum. And it's only off 10 points from our highs, you know, considering our split, 200 to 1 split. So keep that in mind as these things are reviving themselves. Now, it could be short-lived, so keep that in mind also. Especially with today's NFP number, it could be just a rally before the sell-off. So just don't catch yourself too quickly by trying to chase these things up. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, trading at 21,790 right now. We did retrace just a bit here, but hitting 22,000, which is some sign of life, okay? Kind of giving us a little bit of glimmer of hope here. If it does break above that 22,600-ish level, that's our 200-day moving average, at least on a 4-hour chart. But it still has, on a daily chart, still significant amount of level that we're trading below of our 200-day moving average, so we do have a significant amount. Now on the 30-day moving average on the daily, this is really important because if it does sustain and it breaks above it, we could see it continue going higher, so keep that in mind. This is Fred Razak, and I wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.